Samsung has officially ended software support for the Galaxy S21 series, marking the end of an era for one of its most popular flagship lineups. If you're still using a Galaxy S21, S21 Plus, or S21 Ultra, this update is important because your device will no longer receive regular security patches or system updates from Samsung. Let's break down what this actually means, why it's happening now, and whether it's time for you to upgrade. When Samsung launched the Galaxy S21 lineup back in early 2021, it made a strong promise: 4 years of major Android updates and 5 years of security updates. At the time, that was considered industry-leading support for Android devices. The Galaxy S21 originally shipped with Android 11 out of the box. Over the years, it received consistent updates, eventually upgrading through multiple Android versions, keeping pace with Google's evolving software experience. Samsung delivered on its promise, but now that timeline has officially reached its limit. According to Samsung's updated support schedule, the Galaxy S21 series has been removed from both the monthly and quarterly security update lists. That means users should no longer expect routine security patches, bug fixes, or any future Android version upgrades. In simple terms, the phone has reached the end of its supported life cycle. This move isn't surprising. Last year, Samsung quietly shifted the Galaxy S21 series from monthly security updates to quarterly updates. Historically, that transition signals the final phase of a device's support window. Once quarterly updates end, full support typically follows shortly after. And now that moment has arrived. It's important to understand that this doesn't mean your Galaxy S21 will suddenly stop working. The phone will continue functioning just as it did yesterday. Your apps will open, calls and messages will go through. Everything will seem normal. However, without security updates, the device will gradually become more vulnerable to newly discovered security threats. As hackers and cyber risks evolve, unsupported phones don't receive patches to protect against them. That's the real concern here. Not performance, but protection. The Galaxy S21 series was among the last Samsung flagship lines to operate under the company's older update policy. Since then, Samsung has significantly expanded its software commitment, starting with newer devices like the Galaxy S24 and continuing into the Galaxy S25 lineup. Samsung now promises up to 7 years of Android OS upgrades and security updates. That's a massive leap forward and put Samsung at the very top of Android software longevity, even competing with Apple in long-term support. So while the Galaxy S21 is aging out, newer Galaxy devices are built to last much longer from a software perspective. For users still holding on to an S21, this creates an important decision point. Do you continue using a device that's technically functional but no longer protected? Or do you upgrade to something with ongoing support? There's no universal answer. If you use your phone casually and aren't storing sensitive financial or business information, you might be comfortable keeping it for a while longer. Many users do. But if security is a priority, especially for online banking, work accounts, or storing private data, upgrading becomes a much smarter choice. It's also worth noting that as time goes on, some apps may eventually stop supporting older Android versions. While that won't happen immediately, unsupported devices typically start losing compatibility over time. From a hardware standpoint, the Galaxy S21 series still holds up surprisingly well. The S21 Ultra in particular remains powerful with a strong camera system, high refresh rate display, and solid performance. But software longevity is becoming just as important as hardware power in today's smartphone world. Samsung's shift to longer support policies reflects a broader industry change. Consumers now expect their phones to last longer, not just physically, but digitally. Extended update cycles improve resale value, reduce electronic waste, and give buyers more confidence in premium devices. In that context, the Galaxy S21 represents a transition point. It was part of the older era of Android support. Good for its time, but shorter than what's now becoming standard. If you're thinking about upgrading, Samsung's current flagship and mid-range options all benefit from extended support plans. That means more years of Android updates, more years of security patches, and better long-term peace of mind. At the same time, it's understandable to feel frustrated. Being encouraged to upgrade due to software expiration can feel like forced obsolescence. The hardware still works. The phone still performs. Yet officially it's considered end of life. But this isn't an unexpected cutoff. Samsung fulfilled the original 5-year security promise made at launch. The Galaxy S21 got exactly what it was guaranteed. In the fast-moving tech world, 5 years is actually a respectable lifespan. Still, this moment serves as a reminder that when buying a smartphone today, software support duration should be one of the top factors in your decision. Because eventually, every device reaches this point. For Galaxy S21 users, the phone won't suddenly fail. But from a security standpoint, the clock has stopped. And in a world where digital privacy matters more than ever, that's something worth thinking about. So the question now is simple. Are you sticking with your Galaxy S21? Or is it finally time to move on? One era ends, and another begins.